Hey guys, welcome to another episode of All Bass Creations Effects, Tutorials, Demos, and Review. So, today, of course, we're going to be recreating Michael Jackson's the synth bass from Thriller, right? So we're going to be up on that. Let me see, let me get my voice up here. There we go. So, we're going to start off with a saw wave here. Got to bring up a few sliders here. And we're working with the Future Impact, of course, which is, if you've been following the channel, is one of my favorite pedals. So first things I'm doing here that you got to do when you're working from the default setting in the software, where it's just basic, is bring up the saw wave. Bring up that saw wave there. Start with that. So had to hit the saw wave there, the volume here, saw wave volume here, as well as to the VFC filter, VCF filter rather, a VCF input mixer there, and the main mixer here. So, all right, now we there. Let me pull up my little roadmap I made for this. All right, and so we're actually going to start with that, and we're also going to bring in a pulse wave. We're going to bring this down to 40. Let's see, about 47 should be fine. Bring this up to about 48. You can hear it shaping now. Now we're also going to take this VCO, the oscillators. This controls the pitch of the oscillators. Drop this down. Now we're in the synth bass territory. Right? So, few things there. You're gonna want that pulse wave to be about skinnier than that. That's a square wave. We're gonna get to a pulse wave. We put that around here, about 65. Right. So this is just the oscillators. We haven't gotten to the actual filter yet. We just want to, and we want to create some movement in there. So we're going to bring this LFO frequency up to 70. Right, and then we'll bring the depth in so it'll actually kick in. Hear that movement now. And that's with no chorus at all on there. So that is literally just the pulse wave oscillating there. Matter of fact, let me solo that. But when you have mixed the two, somewhere around 47. Appreciate y'all subscribing. Appreciate you. Lily. If y'all don't mind, hit that like button while you're here hanging out with me. As well as, of course, there is a Future Impact preset pack available for you all on Patreon. So check that out as well. All right, so bring this down just slightly. Yeah, so now we got that. And we're also going to bring in a little bit of this square wave here on the first oscillator. And that's going to give us a little more bottom. Hear that bottom kick in? All right. So from here, now we're going to adjust this filter. Bring this, you can bring this all the way down. And we're going to have let's do a little shaping to this VCA. The VCA pretty much is the shape of the oscillators. So even before we do this, let's hear the shape of these oscillators. All right. And we'll bring this sustain down to like 52. All right, so we're starting to get there. We're starting to get there. So you hear even just having that shape there starts to get you there. We want this to reset every time we play as well. And I might even, let's see, all right, let's bring this filter down. That's a good place. And for this particular sound, we're going to make the filters envelope match the VCA. So the VCA and the VCF shapes are going to be the exact same. All right, so we're already getting there. You might need some headphones to hear this in particular. So we're going to bring in some of this ADSR and how much it's affecting. Need a little bit more resonance with that. All right, so now we're starting to get there. Let's bring that volume up just a smidge. Starting to really get there now. And as you can see, it's always a little process to get through this. It took a while to kind of figure this out. Add some LFO to the VCO for when I want to add vibrato. And I usually set this for when I'm using my bass to track. Of course, I'm still taking a little bit of time off from playing my bass to let my hands finish healing up. So all right. So we getting there. This, and I will say this is the only pedal that I know of that even gets you in that ballpark. This pedal actually, you can duplicate sounds from the ARP 2600. You can duplicate Moog synth bass sounds and a lot of other monophonic synths, analog synths. You can all right, so we're starting to get there now. And I want to warm that up a little bit, so I'm going to turn on the overdrive with no drive and just let it. Then from here, I like to do something like add in this EQ here. Hit that like button for me. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you chiming in. Yeah, I'm definitely, that's, if you know me, one of my favorite things to do in the world is teach folks. So, you know, I'm also going to be coming out with an improvisation course that's going to allow you guys to learn different skills and have a way to actually digest improvisation. So that's pretty much the sound there. You know, it's not really hard to get to with a pedal like the Future Impact. So, you know, it definitely, this pedal is completely worth it. Like if you want to slim down your synth bass rig and not have to carry a big keyboard, just carry a little light MIDI controller or something like that and have a Future Impact and you pretty much set and ready to go. Let me see how close this is to the patch that I already had created this before, of course. So let's see how good I did at recreating it. So that's the main synth bass sound. Now, because this is an amazing pedal, I've also taken the time to create it's a sweep that happens, a bass sweep that happens like right after the bridge. So you can get a sound like that with the Future Impact as well. So let's work on that real quick. So we need another saw wave there, and of course we gotta bring these volumes up. It's amazing what you can do with this thing, and it sounds so good, and it sounds just like this when you're playing your bass. So it's not like you have to work and do something else. You know, you just need to set your note on and note off level to the proper things. And I have mine currently at the note off level is 40 and the note on level is 20. But if you're getting too many triggers from the Future Impact, you can raise those different values. Let me see. I keep the little thing here so I don't have to misquote stuff. Yeah, so if you want the notes to sustain longer, you know, you want to have that note off level set lower. I have mine set higher because I want to be able to articulate better. So when I'm having to track my bass, you know, I can get those shorter notes. If I want it to sustain, it'll still sustain, so that's not a problem. And then I have the note on level set to 20, so, you know, it doesn't trigger too much, but I don't have to play super hard in order to get it to trigger either. So I want to still have some dynamics in there and different things too. So take all that into account when you're setting your notes, your levels there. All right, so we're going to start there. Got to bring these levels up on the main mixer real quick. We want don't need the dry instrument sound. That's why I turned that off. So we're going to put that there, and then we're going to take another saw here, and we're going to put this one up an octave. So one oscillator is down, one is up. And I suppose you could probably pull this off with maybe the C4 synth as well, something similar. It's just going to look different than this looks. And I do have a C4 synth, and no, I haven't tried to create it on the C4 synth because this just has been, this pedal just sounds exactly like an old school analog synth. So makes it very easy to get to various sounds. So we're going to take this up. Doesn't really sound too good like that, but when here we go. So now we got the two pictures synced together. We're going to take, that ain't loud, ain't it? If I leave that there, we'll bring the unit. So that's the start of the sound there. We're going to have this on reset for the envelope follow. And this is pretty much the shape of it here for the VCA. That's already. But we need the filter to have a slower attack. Like, yeah, that should be fine. And we're going to have that sustain all the way up. Slow attack, fast decay. And we're going to bring this filter down here. Look how good that filter is. That thing's so warm. That's a very warm filter for it to be digital. I don't even think it matters anymore, to be honest with you. We're going to take this up to 30. Digital versus analog is a ridiculous debate these days. You got to get that opening up slowly like that. All right, so we got that opening up slowly like that. Now we need some portamento on that. Bring that up to 90. All right, so where this happens in the song is like the coming out of the bridge, going back to the beginning. So this sound only happens one time in the song, but it's like a sweeping sound. So it'll start on it'll start from an A flat, 2 octaves up, and then it'll slide down. And I want to warm that up a little bit, of course, so throw some overdrive on that. Along with some EQ. Exactly how they do it. And you see that slide corresponds with the filter, you know. So when it's sliding down, the filter is opening. All right, so that's another one. Let me see how close I got it to the version I already had of it. EQ's a little different. So there you go. It's two. And I got one more for you guys. And that literally is played just like that. Like that's literally how it happens in the song. So you might not have ever noticed it. But yeah. So this one starts with another saw wave. It's amazing how you learn a few techniques of how to build synths and how they, a lot of them, what oscillators sound like what. And, especially through a filter. With the filter on, it's hard to hear sometimes. And as you can see, I always have to, every time I build a patch from scratch, I pretty much have to do this same exact thing here. Let's put this around 70. We're going to take this up. Now, this is actually not a bass synth. This is actually another synth that happens during the chorus. But with this pedal, you're not limited to just bass synths. You can create any analog, just about any analog synth sound that, that's monophonic. All right, so we're going to take another saw wave. Yeah, let's put this around 62. Yeah, that's about right. Oh, I forgot how the line go. So that's the basic starting of it. Now we gotta manipulate this filter some. We're gonna drop this down all the way down. That way we can shape this filter a little bit more. We'll put this around 67. And notice it's doing that right now because we haven't shaped the filter here. You gotta shape it. So we're gonna do like 38 here. Now it's starting to open up. And we want the pitch to follow. One of the important features of the Future Impact, it has this pitch follow. And as you can hear, when you don't use the pitch follow, it can't the filter just opens the same amount no matter what. But when you turn on this pitch follow here, the higher the note, the brighter it gets. Right? So let's keep going. I like to warm the sound, use this tube overdrive to keep it warm. I'm not even sure. I don't even think I EQ'd this. I'm missing something. Oh, the resonance. If I want to get some of that bottom out of there, that little extra bottom clicking sound, I can just. And if I want to be able to add some vibrato, could do that here with the LFO. Bam. I like to have this delay on. The delay part of the LFO just determines when the LFO kicks in. And that I mostly use this for when I am playing my bass again, so I don't have a mod wheel or separate expression pedal. I literally can just hold the note, and if I hold it for over a certain time period, then the vibrato of the sound kicks in. Just kind of like the human voice does. That's all it is, imitating. Let me see. Hopefully, maybe y'all can see a little better there. Let me switch over there. I'm going to put this about 60 something. And for real, so not only can you play this thing with a keyboard, not only can you control other synths and other analog synths and analog filters and MIDI controllable things, such, basically it can, when I play my bass, the Future Impact can detect the notes my bass is playing, the same detection it used to play the internal sounds. It allows you to use that in the MIDI out and control something like some sounds from a motif or in your computer, or any sounds from any MIDI device, or control voltage synth. And that's amazing. Like, I can trigger this burst with the gate of the MIDI out. So, and no, I'm not, let's make this clear. I've not been paid by Panda Audio. The unit was half sponsored by one of the subscribers, and I put up the rest, and bam. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not giving this a great review because somebody's paying me, somebody gave it to me. I'm literally giving it a great review because it's an amazing pedal, and there really isn't too many pedals there isn't any other pedal that can do everything that this one can do. So, even the Enzo X is its own thing, but it can't do the MIDI out thing where you can control other synths. And you can do MIDI and still control it with the keyboard. But this sounds like closer to a Yamaha CS80, right? This not the Future Impact. This Enzo X here sounds closer to a CS80. In my opinion, while this sounds closer to a Moog, an ARP 2600, and synths like that. So that's how I would kind of look at these two units. They're completely, this does have synth bass, but the closest I could get on here, let me see where I put it. Got it on here somewhere. There we go. The closest I could get it on the Enzo X still was nowhere near as accurate as the Future Impact. So let me see some. So it's not as retro sounding, you know, compared to the Future Impact. You know, definitely pass. Why is that so quiet? Oh, I forgot. So something like that is a little closer. You know, it's close, but it's not. The Future Impact is literally spot on when it comes to that. And any other vintage synth bass I've been, have tried to get with it, I've pretty much been able to get it. Even things like Flashlight. Get everything with this joint. I mean, it's just. I think I did a version of Chameleon on there. I can't remember which one it is. Let me see. It should be on the song. Bam. I might revisit this Chameleon sound at some point. I got it. There it is. Bam. So you can create whatever synth comes to mind, and all most. Now I redid those first three sounds I did are not in the preset pack, so you will have to program those yourself because I'm constantly coming up with new bass synths, so I don't want to keep updating the pack like that. Like a lot of these sounds might go in a second pack, but those three you can have for free. You know what I'm saying, and that will get you started in learning how to get these going here. You know. But yeah, so again, well, with a lot of synth bass too, you'll start with a square wave. Bring that down an octave. Saw wave. And one thing I've learned, I believe a saw wave starts about an octave above already, but I like to link those two pictures together like that. That already gets you in a nice synth-based territory there. Choose what you're going to do with your filter. Woo! See, shaping that filter. See, this quick attack, and then immediately, so it immediately opens to the top where the cutoff is. So if I raise this cutoff, see how it instantly gets there, and then slowly decays down to this level of the sustain. Now I can have it just take forever. See how slowly that's closing? So changing different things. You want a slower attack. Like if you want the filter to open mostly. You bring up this decay some, so it doesn't just close so fast. That gives you more of like a triangle shape to it. Now, adding more resonance thins out the sound while keeping it down like this. Yeah, it's nice and you can have this, open that filter some more. I love this filter. This filter sounds so good. The 12 dB filter, you get two different styles of filter. Really three, you know, because you got the band pass filter. This makes it like a twin filter. So, you know, the different ones do different things. Of course, when you add that pitch follow, it opens that filter up a little bit more as you're changing the pitch. So if you want to keep the sound warm at the top, you know, you can put that pitch follow on. If you want it brighter, depending on where you're at. So, but keeping it off, it gets that nice warmer. Let me turn on this real quick. But then you can do things like you could change the shape of the saw wave as well, or the square wave offset. Now it's a more pulse wave. Versus all the way. So you get different things going on, just changing slight things. You know, you don't always have to change the world for it to be something different. Because that's a huge difference between that and that. And all I did was change the offset of the pulse wave. Also, if I wanted to go into fold over distortion, you can do that. Right. I don't even want that much on there. If I wanted brighter. So now we're getting into different territory, and say I wanted to have that like chorus type effect. Slower chorus, faster. Then you still got mad options. Like, we ain't even get into the triangle wave yet. The triangle wave got a nice... Well, let's do this. Let's hear each waveform by itself. Let's do... Slightly longer than the K. There's something. Each waveform by itself, because these are very good. Like, matter of fact, I don't even want it to decay. Yep, open it all the way up. Oh, matter of fact, just turn off the filter. All right, and the saw wave. That was the square wave. Saw wave. And triangle wave. That's triangle wave, got that bottom on it. The other cool thing you can do is, because you got so many options, you use like just a little bit of that. Something like that. You can literally mix waveforms on the same oscillator. It's like all these custom waveforms you can make. Woo! And that's just the oscillators. Come on now. Come on. I'm going to keep these. I actually like this one right here. Let me see. I just need to raise up the volume. I'm going to keep them 10 apart. Put this on 60. And I still would put like just a normal square wave on the bottom of that. Something like that. And that's just the oscillator. That's crazy. I could take that, run that through the blurs. I'm going to say that right there. Can use that for something. That's the thing, man. I constantly find myself being, oh, I can use this for that. I can do this. I can do that. It's just so easy with this thing. I don't even know what to call this joint. Just call this joint hard. That's how I know my sounds. Or the oscillator. Yeah, we just detune these a little bit. Well, no, I need this. We dead on detune this. That's just the oscillator. Come on, yo. That's crazy. Make sure y'all hit that like button as well. Hit that like button while you're hanging out with me. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you check out the Patreon for all my different preset packs. For the Future Impact, the MS-70 CDR Plus, the MS-60B Plus, the Zoom B6, the Enzo X. What else we got on there? Oh, 11 different preamp packs for the Tone X1 pedals and series software. So all my sounds that are on those various pedals, you can download immediately, including the Future Impact preset pack. So check out the Patreon. If you want to support the channel, you can also do that there. And you can sign up for free if you want to know when I release my improvisation course and things like that. So, that oscillator is hard, yo. I'm going to say this as, say this on 90. Call this 2. Bam. I don't know why I be hitting this mouse so hard. That's the simpler version of it, and that one's way bigger. Compared to I almost want to add like a Yeah, I like those not linked together. It just has so many options. Let's make this. Let's see the triangle wave sound like that. We're in the. Once you get over, if the value of like the total value of all these amplitude sliders is over 127. So basically, it mostly matters these volume sliders here. If these are equal to more than 127, it's going to be in fold over distortion. It's going to start to go into fold over distortion. So in order for me to bring that in, I have to literally make some room. So we're going to bring all these down by 10. And that'll make a little room for the last oscillator. So that gives us up to 30. Or 27. Now we just clip. You can make chords with it. Another version. And the reason why I make so many variations of stuff like this is so when I'm just using the unit, I don't have to worry about it. And I can just turn on the filter. Let's get this filter involved. Now I can have it where the accents, the louder notes, will go. But it's just so many options. If I want that not to open. You got this envelope follower here too. And you can make that kind of like an envelope filter. So you can get just dirty, just ridiculous sounds. We ain't even talking about the other filters. High pass filter, band pass filter. You can have 2 band pass filters. You can get in the unusable territory now, but you can have the sound fade in. You see, that's the difference between reset and resume. And the reset function works. It works like on the ARP 2600. There's a way you can play. That's why I was able to get the Michael Jackson bass synth sound. This one. Right? I was able to get that because it has that reset of the envelope filter, the same as the ARP 2600. So that really gets you even closer to the sound, of those different things there. But yeah, man, it's this thing always just impressive. So just crazy impressive unit. And even from there, and that's the other thing I love about being able to have you guys have my presets. You guys can take it and you can tweak whatever you need to tweak. Say you wanted the filter to be different. You can add some noise. You can just use the noise sound, the noise part. Create some wind. Have a slow decay on that. See if I can get it to sustain a bit longer. Oh, this is the joint for this. You just get ridiculous sounds out this joint. That's crazy. See if we get it to feed back in the filter. That's crazy. So, and we haven't even talked about the way it can shape your bass sound or anything like that. We're just talking about just the basic stuff you can do with it. You know, you can, of course, you can do, like I said, have those chordal things going on. It's mad resonancy. That's crazy how that does it. Definitely don't want it to open so much and take so long to close. You just could just be making sounds all day with this thing, like literally. Let's see, this immediate attack. Let's see. That's just the oscillating filter. We ain't even gotten into the chorus, adding chorus. You can have stuff where it's just like release type stuff. If y'all have any questions about this, what I'm doing, feel free. Hit that subscribe button and like. Appreciate you. Matthew, appreciate you. Shell. Wills. There's a few other people that subscribed. I appreciate y'all as well. That like button, it definitely helps. Mind you, any of these sounds, so I can literally take any synth I make on here and easily add other things like the plethora. If I wanted some vibrato. Mind you, this pedal does have, the chorus, and you can make vibrato and you can do delays and stuff like that with it. I primarily what is going on? I don't even know what that means. Where's your head at? Like, what does that mean? Phaser. Or even reverb. Where's your head at, please? I don't even know what that means. Can't really. But yeah, so having a pedal like this or something like this size allows you to easily implement it into your pedal board or use it with other effects. I've been running the Empress compressor with it as well. Running that with a 10-to-1 parallel compression type thing going on. And you can add things like if you got a Tonix 1, I use a color box as well for different things, but I can use I have the color box one on here. Make sure this is the right just adds a little bit of character. Compared to using the built-in EQ. Nothing wrong with the built-in EQ. I use that on the built-in EQ on there on pretty much all my patches, but I like to throw this particular color box preset I have tone model I have on the Tone X1 on there as well. And that in combination with the color box and the Empress compressor together are like two of my favorite bass combinations of things. So. But tons of sounds. See, and that release gives you that sustain. Take that release off. This joint doing. For some reason, it seemed like it got stuck there with that. But so that's pretty much how you would, manipulate this pedal and software in general. It was, even though we went through creating some Michael Jackson bass synths with it and all that good stuff. Just using this is very similar to using an actual bass synth. Like, I would put this up against the Novation Bass Station or any of the other, like those bass rigs, pretty much, and be fine. Now, I can't speak for that to every new bass synth that's out now, but for analog bass synth stuff, like modeling, this is the best pedal version of that. And for like the polyphonic CS80 type sounds, you can pretty much get all of that with the Enzo X. So don't shy away from experimenting with these pedals. I know when you first look at the Panda Audio software is for the Future Impact, it's a little confusing, but mainly the signal path is going to be this VCO. You come here, this is going to be your overall pitch of, starting point pretty much. So if this is at 0, then whatever note you're playing is what's going to happen with these oscillators when they're set to 0. If you have this set to -12, these are now on 0 are set to -12. So now, knowing that, it allows you to keep this 0 as like your bass. 0 is where your bass is, and then you can have octave up. You can have a sub-octave below that as well. You can really build a super massive synth with this thing. Let me see something real quick. I'm going to try something before I get out of here. So oscillators to the VCF. So VCO to the oscillators, right? This part is just the pitch of it, whether you want to change it in half steps or change it just like in smaller increments. That way you can have like detune and things like that. This allows you to do that, but make it more synced, I guess. The decay time and saw decay, that just changes the way the saw wave is performing. And same thing with the offset, LFO, frequency and depth. All that applies to the square wave. The triangle wave is just a triangle wave. Okay, so bam, you run that into the VCF input mixer, which is here. The synth is on this slider here. Noise is there. All this section here applies to your bass, your actual bass guitar sound coming into it. So you could have that bass sound running through the filter. You can have it running into the filter and then the distortion, as well as you can have it be the opposite of this VCA here. So it'll be the exact opposite shape. So if this is like this, it's going to be like opposite. Like, so this would be like that, that'll be like that, and that would be like that, and that. So it'll literally be like you flipped it upside down. That's what this pretty much is. And then from there, you got your LFO for your, you can choose to use this for your filter or your oscillators and have it, if it's using the oscillators, it turns into like a vibrato. If you're using it with the VCF, it's more like it's automatically opening the filters, just like the Blurst does. It has a built-in LFO. And from there, you come down to the main mixer. You need to have both of these sliders up, the VCF Lin, the VCF log sliders up in order to hear the sound. If you want your dry bass sound, instrument, bam. If you want to control the portamento, if you're using it for keyboard, you do that here. You can change this to time, and it'll be a consistent time. And then the rate will change. If you got it to set the rate will change. As meaning the portamento will get longer as you go further apart. So you can have it always or just when you play legato. You can have the keyboard mode as gate or trigger. Gate is what works for me. You can have the keyboard prioritize the last note or first note or lower note, upper note, any of that stuff. So it'll prioritize it too. Have it sync. So if you needed the time clock to work with it can do that. You can set your pitch bend here for your keyboard. So if I have this, let me see something, bam. Right, so I got to just set for a whole step now, but I can set it all the way, up to 2 octaves. And that's also 2 octaves down. So set that back to 2. And you can set how you want it to behave with external MIDI. So when you're playing your bass through the Future Impact, you can have, if you got the MIDI out on, you can then plug that MIDI out into a keyboard or into whatever other MIDI instrument you would like to use and play that thing with the, that's just crazy. So you got to have that MIDI out on. This just changes where you, the channel that you're transmitting on, transpose, same thing with the pitch bend. So, and you also got overdrive, EQ, chorus, and this chorus can turn into flanger, it could turn into vibrato, it could turn into, of course, chorus, but what's the other thing you can do? It can do something else. And you can also create a phaser-like effect with the filter as well. Then you get delay. You don't get any reverb, but you do at least get a delay. And delay looks exactly like the chorus tab. That confused me at first. But, they have different functions. And how do I extend that? And bring this level up. So you even got your delays in there, so turn that off. And you got your overdrive. Come on. So tons of options. If you want more booty, you can add it with the EQ, or if you want, you can use this as well. Say you don't want no top end, you want a real warm and dark. Say you wanted to have more resonant sound. So, all right, I think that's good. That gave you a basic explanation of how to get you different sounds, as well as you got your Michael Jackson patches now. You know, as well. Oh, the only other thing I didn't explain is the flexi control. You pretty much can assign different parameters to that, and then assign external controls to that, and control things, more things than just what's available to you on the pedal. So, that's another option. Pedal is pretty impressive. Even if you wanted to copy the VCOs of certain things, I wonder if I hit copy and then I do initial, would it now allow me to paste it? How do I paste it there? So you let me copy it, but how the heck we supposed to paste it? Yeah, I'll have to figure that out another time. You can just clear out certain sections if you wanted to, or clear them all out. So, yeah, pretty amazing pedal. You're really not gonna find anything right now that's going to really compete with this. People keep asking me about the MXR bass synth. I'm going to get it and try it out just for you guys, but I highly doubt it's as functional and as spot on, because even the videos I was listening to, those bass synths sound like the songs until you listen to the song and listen to it back. But I can guarantee you, if you go to Thriller right now, if you have a Future Impact and you play that sound, that's going to be the exact sound, or I mean, not the exact sound because it's a different, piece of gear, but pretty much about as close as you're going to get without getting the real gear, So that's one of the benefits of having a Future Impact over the other units. Other units, you're just kind of getting there. Like I said, I could kind of get there with the Enzo X. I got all the way there with the Future Impact, and I think that's a testament to the creator. He's just a genius in general. He's been doing this bass synth pedal thing for a long time, so he's hard to compete with at building these bass synth pedals. This ain't his first Future. This is the 4th generation of the Future Impact, and you had the Deep Impact, and he's helped on other synths and other projects. So the man knows what he's doing, And I will say this: shout out to Panda Audio. The only thing they did send me extra that I did not pay for was the cable, the MIDI to CV cable, which I greatly appreciate, so I could get these videos done for you guys using the blurst and other things like that to showcase the pedal a little bit more. So that is the only thing, that they did help me out with, and I appreciate that. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about this pedal, man. I'm so glad. Shout out to Neo Lover 23. He definitely pushed me and got on the chat, and he advocated for this pedal. He's like, nah, you need a Future Impact. So Shout out to him for helping me with that. Thank you very much. And I think I'm gonna do some more stuff with the Enzo X next video, but that's all I'm gonna do for today. And concerning the future impact, I would say great pedal, definitely worth the money. I would buy it directly from Panda Audio, directly from them. And I know it's like two different sites. I saw something that looks similar. So I got the one with the cheaper price. Personally, there's no point in paying an extra $100 just because somebody else got it or because somebody else got it listed for that. It should be, when I bought it was around $350. So I know that's only like $100 more than that MXR pedal. And it got here really quickly, like, it got here extremely fast. So I think it was a weekend from Friday I ordered it. It was here Monday or Tuesday. So the shipping is really good as well with them. I would definitely check it out. So this has been another episode of All Bass Creations, tutorials, demos, and review. I am the Bass Negus, Negus. You can find me on all social media at the Bass Negus, Negus. And you can check out my music on allbasscreations.bandcamp, where I've used all these pedals, and I've done an entire album with just my bass and effects, no MIDI at all. And, you also have the Patreon. Make sure you check out the Patreon if you want support. You can sign up for $1 or $5 on there and just support the channel every month, because I do buy all these pedals myself, or with you guys' support, I actually take you guys' the super chats or the cash apps that you guys send me. I take that and I get the pedals that are mostly requested by you all so I can review them for you. So if you want to be part of that process, and you can sign up for the Patreon for $1 or $5 a month, and you'll be right there. As well as I will be coming out with an improvisation course soon. Make sure you go to the Patreon, sign up for there, and it's gonna help you get from just playing your basic scale to actually being able to play it, and master your instrument. It's not just an improvisation course, it's a level up course. Like, it will literally help you with your reading, it's gonna help you with your ear training, it's gonna help you with your chord recognition, how, your music theory. It's gonna help you with everything. So with all that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button before you go. Make sure you subscribe before you go. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace.